yo, this fucking free Parasyte motherfucker, this is some shit that's actually getting interesting. I thought we were just going to go about, like, what can we top with more Parasytes? Even more Parasytes. I thought we was going to have stuff like that, but no, this episode show, like, we got some very interesting, like, weird crossbreed sort of, like, three Parasytes in one sort of opponents now that Shinichi's got to be going at. So from the start of this episode, we saw that, you know, he was with the detective and he was investigating, so, you know, this Parasyte. And when they were going straight into this episode, it was like, okay, I thought this was going to be a lot about the detective, and it was like, no, half of this episode was dedicated to him, and they were after this girl, and when they saw, like you say, like Shinichi was screaming like, yo, get out of the way, no, like, you're going to be murdered, and he didn't really do anything to protect it. He just said, yo, get out of the way and all that, and that really shows more with Shinichi that, you know, he kind of still doesn't care and all that, but he's trying to, like, saying like, oh, get out of the way, but he could have just gone straight out there and actually, you know, attack the Parasyte straight away. And seeing that, and even the detective saying, you guys ain't human, after like recording all the stuff that they were going on then, it's like, yo, you guys aren't giving all the fighting and stuff like that. And even like what we saw with Migi is like, Migi's like, yeah, just keep dodging, I'll do all the offensive work. Not like last time, although that was sick when Shinichi fucking grabbed that heart and crushed it and shit. Like, he was saying like, you know, Migi seemingly doesn't really trust Shinichi. I think even like Migi sort of realized at this point that Shinichi's mental condition and sort of like his like whereabouts right now isn't the best for like the survival race. So I think like Migi's thinking like, yo, I need to stay alive. I can't really force him really to go anywhere like this, but I'm gonna have to do this and all that. And it really just made me doubt, you know, a lot about like Shinichi's character and all that in this episode like that. He's still awesome, don't get me wrong, but it made me feel like, you know, this guy is really losing his humanity, and he's even like known that, but he can't do anything about it, and he's just going into a spiral descent and all that. Really makes me feel bad about this guy. Not to mention as well, when we saw like Migi doesn't even want to cooperate with him and all that, saying, no, fuck you, you know, because he like Shinichi's asking for fights. He's pretty much saying, oh, we can fight all these guys, just give us, you know, 1v1s and we can keep winning. And it's like, Migi's like, you're just asking for us to get killed. What if there's that one situation where there's one better than us? Like, we don't know. So it's like, no one gonna take that chances. Like, and you know, him just getting rid of the evidence. He was like, no, I'm not dealing with this. You guys are monsters. I don't want to deal with this anymore. Get out of my face. I've got a wife and a child. I can't deal with this stuff. I fear for my family. So that was kind of shocking to see that, and that seems to be the last time we see the investigator. So yeah, like he came in like, you know, last week's episode, and that was kind of his thing, and then there you go, he was just boom, gone like that. Not to mention as well, like Murano is a little bit upset about all the Shinichi and do blame her and all that after what Shinichi's been going through, like, and all that. And it was just like, everyone seemingly saying, oh no, Shinichi, he's a good guy and all that, look at him, he really cares for you. But it seems like Murano is like the really one that only down, and it's like, especially when we saw that one episode with like, he was trying to let Murano know what's happening and all that, but yeah, she definitely knows there's something up. But how this episode ended, it was like a little bit weird and all that. It's like this one guy was just following him, this really smiling guy who was like, oh yeah, no, way up guy, and he was like seemingly very slow and all that, and he wasn't that good, and he just like caught up with Shinichi at the end and like jumped off a fucking car, and I was like, okay. And then he just said, oh, I'm a Parasyte, by the way, and I was like, what the fuck, he has 3 of them. So either this guy's a human and he has 3 of them, because he had like, we didn't see his face move and all that, so I'm guessing that maybe that he had the 3 of them in his arms or something like that, because he had this really sick like blaze and that. So this is going to be an interesting challenge to Migi and, you know, as well with Shinichi, because, you know, what's better than like freaking 2 minds, 4 of them, like just going straight in for like 3 Parasytes and 1 human mind as well. If that's even guessing that he is human, because it seems like, you know, he's with Tanya, so we don't know, like, he's like, oh, I've been practicing smiling and stuff like that. So I'm really curious about this guy, like, what's really up with him and all that, and I'm really looking forward to seeing next week's episode. Yeah, this was really good. One thing I have to say, though, and I kind of mentioned this in last week's episode as well, I've noticed that the art has gone down a bit. This isn't a, you know, bad thing for the anime and all that. I'm pretty sure, you know, it's just like they had like a little bit of the low budget, and this is going to be all cleaned up in the Blu-rays and all that when they come out of here. But just on a weekly release and all that, yeah, just like a little nitpick. Doesn't take anything away really from the episode. Just a small little nitpick I had to point out there. But on that, really love this episode. Of course, Parasyte getting another solid 8 and all that. Really enjoyed it. But let me know in the comment section down below what you thought about this episode of Parasyte. I thought this was a really good episode, and it really made some good setup for the next week with this whole 3 Parasytes in one sort of thing. So that's going to be very interesting to see what this is going to go down. So let me know in the comment section down below. But that's all from me. So thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.